Good afternoon. Welcome back to the DTE Energy Live from Mackinac Conference. I am Brian Schoaf, Vice President of Public Policy and Business Advocacy for the Detroit Regional Chamber. We are glad to have you joining back in with us today. For this session, we get to talk about dual enrollment, the importance of it, and why this needs to become a larger priority here in Michigan. So when I have joining us today, hosting this set of sessions, Michael Patrick Shiels of The Big Show. We've got, they changed seats on me. So I've got Brandy Johnson from the Michigan Community College Association and Representative Sam Steckloff from Farmington. I thank you all for being here, and I turn it over to you, Michael.
Thank you. Representative.
Yeah.
What's a nice girl like you doing in a place like this? How did you end up in the House of Representatives so that we have some basis of your motivation?
It's a great question, actually, because we're here talking about dual enrollment. Before I came to the state legislature, I was working at Wayne State University. I was a manager of undergraduate admissions there, and so often we saw the true barrier to education, which is affordability. And it's time we really look at how we can restructure so more students can get those credits, can get that degree, so they can have a more prosperous future. And dual enrollment is so interesting because between dual enrollment and AP credits, so much of the funding for dual enrollment comes out of the public schools foundation allowance, which is why a lot of times you're seeing AP classes being pushed as opposed to dual enrollment. But we can do both. We can do both, and that's why I'm so excited to be here with my friend and colleague, Brandy Johnson, who has really been taking the lead on finding a revenue and funding source for dual enrollment.
Back to the beginning.
Yeah.
What is dual enrollment?
Great question. So dual enrollment is when a student participates in a post-secondary credit-taking opportunity through an institution of higher education while they're still in high school. So they are pre-high school graduation, but are able to take coursework that counts both towards their high school graduation requirements and gives them a head start on their post-secondary degree or certificate.
I would imagine I wouldn't have been smart enough to do that, but you must have a certain grade point average in high school in order to do that?
You know, so for a long time we used test scores as sort of the gatekeeping. We found during COVID, it was a natural experiment that we weren't able for an entire year to do any standardized tests. And so we found other ways of identifying if students are ready. Truly, GPA is the best predictor of success, more so than test scores. But we are moving more and more farther away from using a high stakes test as the entry into post-secondary college credit, and really trusting the teachers and the counselors that support that student make the recommendation for them to enroll in a dual enrollment experience.
Would it be safe to presume that somebody who wants to take college credits while they're in high school has good grades, or they wouldn't be motivated enough to want to do that or even aspire to college?
Essentially, or they're on that path. We see a lot of times with our freshman students, they're still learning the ways around high school and often forget that GPA does matter your freshman year. Anyone listening, if you're a freshman in high school, make sure you're paying attention because it does matter. But this is a great way for a student not only to get that credit or to be involved in kind of exploring education in general, but it's an opportunity for them to see how successful they can be. I know Brandy's going to talk about this, but when you look at the rates of our students who go through dual enrollment, I mean, the success we've seen with them in college is on a completely different level. If you can go through a dual enrollment course successfully, your future is very, very bright.
I have fuzzy math, but your point was very interesting to me because to my son, I told him when you get in high school, that first year is the most important because I think it's, if you get a low GPA, you
dig
can't
your way
catch up.
back. Yeah.
But if you start high, then it kind of erodes a little slower maybe. True?
Yeah, I think starting off in the 9th and 10th grade, being able to get a career goal in mind so that you're really starting to see yourself as what's next, your post-secondary pathway. In so Michigan has got this kind of funky system right now where state law actually requires that that school districts provide dual enrollment opportunities for their students. High school students are really entitled to take 10 courses of dual enrollment while they're still in high school. However, we have this really bad perverse incentive where the school district has to eat those costs out of their foundation allowance. And so school districts, frankly, right now have an incentive to quietly say, yeah, dual enrollment is an option, maybe, as opposed to screaming it from the rooftops. So we're trying to reverse that in this year's budget. In all, both the governor's budget, the House budget, and the Senate budget all has funding, dedicated funding for dual enrollment, so that K-12 school districts are held harmless and are able to get reimbursed for the dollars that they spend in tuition and fees.
How do you determine which university you get the dual enrollment in?
School districts can establish a partnership or relationship with any institution of higher education.
Did Wayne State have that?
It's all over.
Yeah.
So it mostly depend on where the student was going to school for high school. So Wayne State was an option. Many students, a surrounding area around Detroit, you have a lot of options between Oakland Community College, Macomb, and we could keep going and going. But yes, Oakland University, Wayne State University were big proponents of dual enrollment.
And did you say that the student in high school doesn't have to pay for the college credits if they take them as dual enrollment?
Correct.
That's right. And it will save money for the state in the long run because of the community college guarantee. So now in Michigan, if you graduate high school, complete the FAFSA, there's universal access to tuition-free community college if you enroll full-time. You can use the community college guarantee over 3 years. If students are coming in with a bunch of dual enrollment credits, they're not going to have to use all 3 years of eligibility. And so the state will ultimately save money on the back end to get students in and through post-secondary faster and into the workforce.
And those dual credits in the college, are you saying, are paid by this fund, and you need better funding for it?
Right now, it is assumed in the foundation allowance, and that's what we're really trying to disentangle. That the school districts, Dearborn Public Schools is a really good example, and ironically, our new state superintendent, Glenn Maleko, came from Dearborn. Dearborn has a robust dual enrollment partnership with Henry Ford College, and they pay $5 million a year out of their budget to the college to pay for dual enrollment tuition and fees, which is the right thing to do, but they are penalized for doing so. We want to make them whole. So the more that they do dual enrollment, they're incentivized to do so. So that's our budget ask.
What about the teachers of these classes, since it's a college credit and the high school at the same time, and they're in a class of people who might be taking the college credit and might not?
No, so typically the dual enrollment courses are all dedicated college. It's a college class. So oftentimes the high school student will be there with 18, 19-year-olds, but now with Michigan Reconnect, they're also there with 25 and 30-year-olds. So it's a really diverse learning experience, and it's literally college.
They physically go to college.
We do it both ways. Yeah. So and that's another cost that is assumed is transportation. But yes, so the students can either physically go to the college campus, or sometimes faculty from the college pushes into the high school, which is really cool. And a great use of space as K-12 enrollment has dwindled.
That's where the expenses come in. Though.
Yeah.
Yep, is paying the faculty to teach that course. But it's real college credit. I mean, you talk about this really well.
It's an opportunity of a lifetime to be able to get into college, have however many credit hours. You could be entering any university or community college as a sophomore as opposed to a freshman. Think about how much expenses that save that student. And because there is a huge barrier to college affordability, so we need to be doing everything possible we can to take that pressure off the student, but we also need to take that pressure off the school district. And when you're seeing that that Dearborn is paying $5 million a year, think about that statewide. So this is an opportunity for the state to come in and say, we are behind this 100%. We know that dual enrollment students provide one of the best successful careers that are out there. And for $50 million, we can make that a reality.
Is that a lot of money?
Not in the big scheme of things.
I know, it feels weird saying that when we're up here, because $50 million really in an $88 billion budget, $84 billion budget is a drop in the bucket, but again, this provides a public good unlike any other. We know that our colleges and universities have return on investments that are 3 to 7 times more than what a corporation could possibly do. And so to get us a student in that successful position while also having that return on investment for those local communities, it's a win-win-win-win-win.
Is it a partisan issue?
No, it's not.
Amazing.
Yeah, I know you're expecting a fight there. No, it isn't. It really isn't.
No, like I said, it was included in the House budget and the Senate budget and the governor's office budget. So it actually is a really nice thing we can do this year in a bipartisan way as part of this
Congratulations.
budget. Yeah, thanks.
I had someone on my radio show tell me one time that college is a really expensive place to figure out what you want to do with your life. But what alternative do you have?
Well, now you can do it in high school.
Yeah, dual enrollment is a great, very,
a much less expensive way to figure out what you want to do.
But I always find it interesting too when you say that when they're freshmen, sophomores in high school to start figuring out.
Yeah.
We have a huge majority of people in universities, maybe this is true at Wayne State, who do not work with the degree that they graduated with. It's surprising to me, including our former governor, Rick Snyder, who got a general studies degree.
Do you know what Governor Snyder did? He did a heck of a lot of dual enrollment at Kellogg Community College. And
Is that true?
That is so true. In fact, he did so many dual enrollment credits. This is a famous story that he used those credits, transferred them to University of Michigan, obviously very successful. He used a process called reverse transfer. He transferred his credits from U of M back to Kellogg Community College, and Kellogg Community College granted him an associate degree. And so Rick Snyder's a community college graduate.
If you take the dual enrollment class and you don't do well, can that harm your effort to be accepted into a school?
The truth is, almost no students
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
They succeed.
Over 93% of students that attempt a dual enrollment course finish the course with a grade that gives them transcripted college credit. They have better success rates than any other segment of our student population. They're professional students. They have a lot of support from, home, from their school counselors, from their principal, and from the team at the college that wraps their arm around them to make them successful. So the truth is, our dual enrollment students typically don't fail at dual enrollment courses.
Does dual enrollment help you get into the sorority?
Does it what?
Help you get into the sorority?
I don't know. I don't know anything about Greek life.
That's not my jam.
Do we have anyone here that was in a fraternity or sorority?
Do you miss college? And when you think about it?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Your answer just isn't an astounding guess.
I take it you do.
College is the greatest time of your life. For the first time, you get to focus on you. You get to decide what you want to do. You can pick the courses you want to take. I feel like it's the perfect time for exploration. And from working on college campuses for so many years, I mean, you feel that excitement. You feel that energy. I almost have goosebumps thinking about it. But it's an opportunity for you to figure out, the rest of your life.
Yeah.
In a fun way.
I don't know. I have the best job in the world right now. I have the honor and privilege of representing 31 community colleges across the state, and it's a real joy. And I still feel connected. I was the commencement speaker at Bay College in the Upper Peninsula, and got to feel the excitement of college students.
What was your main message in that?
A lot
of pressure.
My main message was to pay it forward, to tell, and be this explicit, tell someone that they are college material, that it changes their lives, that it's free in Michigan between Community College Guarantee and Michigan Reconnect. And so these young graduates need to pay it forward and tell others that they can go to community college or university, because a high school diploma doesn't cut it anymore. A high school diploma sets you up for poverty.
She loves her job. What about you, state rep?
Much different.
Is it all it's cracked up to be?
It's a different type of job, but I have a job where when I get to lay my head at night, I get to think about the things that I was able to accomplish that without me wouldn't have been there. Things as simple as the Michigan Achievement Scholarship, making sure that 70% of our students have a scholarship heading into university, working on dual enrollment, but a lot of tangible things. I'm a breast cancer survivor, so we did a lot of work in healthcare with fertility and things like that. So when I go to bed at night and I get to rest my head, I know I made a difference, and that you can't put a price on that.
Well, that's priceless because not everybody in the house can say that either.
No.
It's not that easy to make a difference, is it?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta work. You gotta be passionate about the things you've done. I mean, dual enrollment. We've been trying to get this in the budget. I mean, since I first started in 2020, and it's been going on a lot longer than that.
But we have the momentum this year to get it done.
Thank you for the education.
Thank you.
Pardon the pun.
I didn't even notice it.